Well, Black Friday travel. We'll get things off and running on your holiday weekend. First set here in Durham. Millie Mir runs the offense on Senior Day and a quick kill for Ngozi Elo on the slide. Mir, one of the 4 seniors honored pre-match, redshirt junior, but graduating in 3 years from Duke, which is crazy and impressive, and now she's part of the Fuqua Business School, highly renowned with her grad program. Cal's first attack, and a quick kill on the right. There's Michaela Hayden. We noted the senior middle. She's 8th in career blocking at Cal, really good defensively. And in that first meeting, we noted Cal won in straight sets. It was 8 Cal blocks that really played a factor. Hayden had 5 blocks in that matchup. And here's Hayden on serve. Mira goes back to Elo. 3 swings, 3 kills. Well, there's an offensive start for both clubs here early. That's the kind of volleyball you like to see. Highly efficient. Point of emphasis for this Duke program this year. Better on serve. They've had high service error rates. The serve and pass for longtime head coach Jolie Nagel, year 27. She's stayed emotionally positive. Her setter team has responded well despite the tough record. Here's Mir defending the net at the setter role in a joust won by Sophia Johnson. This Cal program that's coming off a great year, 7 wins in the ACC. This year, they got off to a great start, right? You beat Virginia Tech, you beat Virginia on the road, but it's been tough on the road since. No road wins outside of that opening week. Here's an overpass that Mir plays. Nice effort on the dive. And now Ashley Lee's attack gets dug out. This is Ashby Zubcevic going down line, and a quick kill for the Blue Devils. Zubcevic just 2 kills in that first meeting, and that was back when Ashby was playing what they call 3 rotations, just the front row. Since basically October, she's been in every rotation, every point, a huge part of the Duke attack. And leads this Duke team, 3.2 kills a set. Deep service. And a return from the 10-foot line. Williams digs it out. Zubcevic misses wide, and we're even at 3 apiece. Charlotte Glass comes in to set. She's the typical full-time setter. Good to see Mir get some senior action. There's a kill down line for Zubcevic. Ashby was in double figures against Wake Forest, but it was a hard effort. Wake's defense, they had 10 team blocks on Wednesday. There was more the Taylor Williams show in that 3-set match. And then keep an eye on one of the freshmen on the outside. Olivia Wayne had a great game on Wednesday. There's an ace for Duke. These kind of matchups, what team can mentally lock in? Talking to both coaches this week, Coach Nagel and Coach Jen Malcolm. Her second year after some great tenure at Iowa State. And most recently is the interim coach at UCLA. There's a block for Taylor Williams. Good hands by the sophomore outside. Duke's blocking entered this match dead last in the ACC. That's a good sign early, as Zubcevic powers one to the net. Ashby will sub out on serve. There's the Cal libero, Sophia Johnson. Wayne from the right is tipped. Good effort to save it. And that punch hits the floor. Well, creative there for Taylor Williams. Early on, the blocking of Duke playing a factor in set 1. And now Mylin Godshall, one of the better liberos in this conference. She's 3rd in digs in the league. Just a fun player to watch on the back row. And a net touch here against Cal gives Duke the point. Our lead ref, Michael O'Connor, Brian Jones helping him out, and an early timeout for Cal. We'll take the quick minute break. Good start for Duke here in set one. We're right back on ACC Network Extra. So Duke, the 4-point advantage out of the early immediate timeout for Jim Malcolm's club. Impressive against Boston College on Wednesday. Held BC to a negative hit percentage in the match. Their defense was really good out in Haas Pavilion. Cal's offense now goes to work. Arissa Carbonera's dug out. And a tip causes confusion. Another point for Williams here in set one. Taylor hit nearly 300 against Wake Wednesday. The all-freshman team pick from a year ago. Maybe not the same gaudy numbers as Williams' first year, but her last 5 matches consistently getting better. Nearly 3 kills a set. Nice serve from Godshall. And that goes out of bounds. That's 3 Cal errors at the net. And second-year assistant Cole Murray, who spends a lot of time with the middles and the pins, comes out for some instruction. Cole has some local ties to the Carolinas. He was on the Campbell coaching staff just 2 years ago before taking the Cal job. And a service error ends the 5-point run for Duke. Coach Nagel noted we have to serve aggressive. It's a Duke team that can really be a weapon on the service line. They're going to have high errors as well. That gets mixed in. Trying to chase some of the best service teams in the country like Miami. What Pitt has done on the service line this year, almost 3 aces a set, causes so much trouble for your opponent. Now on the slide, Cal is roofed. Good hands from Elo at the net. Well, this senior day energy for Duke, they come out strong in set one defensively. Millie Muir back in the front row to set. Duke has not traditionally run the 6-2 a ton down the stretch, but giving their seniors some big reps today. Dig from Ingram in the back. Cal having trouble getting their middles involved, but that ball's bumped over. Trying to target Michaela Hayden. Hayden will play this one. And the tip, good tool of the hands for Grace Agoli. Redshirt freshman out of Atlanta. Grace just 12 sets this year, not a ton of action. That's her 12th kill of the year. But this Cal team, they do have depth. That is the one excellent factor. Golden Bears came in, top 5 in digs in the conference. They're good scrappy defense. There's a hit out of bounds. And Cal's made it the 4-point difference. And that first matchup, Duke, negative hit percentage. Cal, 3 in double figures. Now, that was almost a month ago now, November 7th. Williams gets hands at the net. That's 3 early kills for Taylor Williams. Now, there are 4 seniors for Duke, but a large majority of this offense is underclass driven. Williams and Zubcevic at the pins. And then Godshall elite defensively back there. She's got years of eligibility. Cal, a quick clearance. So Mir goes middle, and a nice kill on the slide. Early start here for Ngozi Elo, 3 kills on 3 touches. And an early timeout for Cal. We'll step aside for this timeout. Duke hitting 400 in the first set. Nice start early in the first. Early 6-point lead for Duke. Cal's called both timeouts. Jen Malcolm's club, who last road trip was right here, NC State and Wake Forest. Swept at Wake, won a nice first set against the Wolfpack, but then NC State came storming back. Millie Mears' dump is picked up. Elo to the back row. Right now, Cal a little out of system offensively, including a block. Mir on her senior day getting help with the roo from Elo. Dominique Fils, who's had a quality arm, 16 kills against Florida State earlier this year. On that right for Cal, but can't find the scoring with Carbonara. There's an ace, and it's all Duke in this first set. Back-to-back aces. Wow, the service line really playing a factor for the Blue Devils early. This is the best Duke has looked since winning an impressive set at Florida State. Now with Hankey back, Florida State looks as dangerous as ever. They've pushed Miami to 5. They've won 4 of 6 down the stretch. They're a bubble team, but I think they'll get in here on Selection Sunday. A dig for Godshul. Zubcevic cranks it in to the far line. Nice swing from the freshman. She's got 3 kills. Well, this is the best Duke has looked in over a month. Really impressive first set. A dig there from Sydney Tomlak. And Zubcevic gets hands at the net. Another point for Duke. Williams continues the 5-point run on the service line. Godshall's there. Tough pass at the net. And the power tip beats the block. There's Peyton Desjardins. Peyton was really good when these teams met out in Berkeley, hit 360. One of the seniors for Cal. 4 seniors, 5 freshmen, a good mix for Coach Jen Malcolm. Her second year with the Bears. Zubcevic covers. Now unloads, beating the block. Nice start for Zubcevic, her 5th. Duke will bring in Brianna Goss into the front. Coach Nagel loves her coachability, her discipline at the net. The sophomore's had a great year defensively. Another swing for Ashby, and another kill. Zubcevic is on fire, 6 of 7 in the first set. That is ruled in. No, it's actually ruled out, overruled by the head referee. So it's all Duke here in the first. And here's Grace Thrower, the Manhattan Beach native. Her brother Cam plays basketball at Penn. Good family. Good hands from Duke. We noted the blocking of Goss. Duke with its second block of the set. And this Duke team won 9 of the last 10 points. This is not very common here at home. They've been impressive. Off the tape. It's a tough return. Nice play, though, from Scott. And a good kill on the right. Peyton Desjardins gets the Cal offense moving. When Desjardins rolling, 2.5 kills a set. Now, high error rate this year for Peyton as a senior. But has shown flashes. When she's locked in, can be dangerous at the net. Zubcevic, Duke's 2 points from the set. Wayne keeps it alive on the front. That's an antenna touch. Cal gets to double figures. Great crowd on hand for this senior day. Lone matchup in the triangle today. A lot of volleyball going on Saturday. Nice dig from Johnson. And the Bic is long, hitting error for Desjardins. Cal utilizes the Bic not at the high rates of the league. They're right in the middle of the ACC and activating back row attack. That's where Carbonara can be really good, the freshman at Texas. Here's set point for Duke. Zubcevic unloads. And Cal stays alive in the first. Nice swing from Ashley Lee, the Diamond Bar native. Johnson to extend the set. That's a great serve. Here's an ace for Cal. The serve and pass game has been a bugaboo from Duke at times. But this would be an epic run. Now set point number 2. Wayne. Nice save in the back from Desjardins. That's out of play. Back-to-back set points saved. Glass goes outside. Over the net, Wayne's dug up. Ingram anchors the back. Williams has to adjust, and that's in play. Nice block from Cal. So 3 straight set points saved by the Bears. Glasgow's middle, and that terminates set 1. Brianna Goss, a dominant Duke attack. They hit 400 in the first set. We'll change sides, set 2 upcoming. Golden Bears and Blue Devils. It was all Duke in that first set. And now Duke on service to begin the second set with Taylor Williams. Cal had some passing issues in the set, and that continues here in the second. A collision between Shearbu and then the pin hitter, Grace Agoli. This is Shearbu's first year run on the offense. Not an easy task for the Romanian. She fills the shoes of a really good setter, Natalie Lau, who has not been much of a factor in her senior year. There's a kill in the middle. Nice start for Sophia Scott. In Cal's last road match on the East Coast, Scott was excellent against NC State. Helped Cal jump out to a big first set. Mir on the bump set. Zubzevic's tip. Nice save there. Elo goes left-handed. Godshall, what a tip. And a net touch from Cal. Scrappy defense from both sides, but it's Duke's point. Nice swing from Peyton Desjardins going down line. It was the long 8-9 point stretches in that first set that gave Duke all the separation they needed. Remember, it's the matchup in Berkeley. Cal had these big leads in all three sets. Only one of them went into the 20s. Goss on the slide, and Duke comes right back with a kill. There hasn't been a ton of long rallies in this match today for whatever reason. We noted Duke's travel. Cal coming all the way across the country for one match. But on their home court, they've been a tough out. A little different on the road this year. Zubzevic roofed. Good hands by Lee. And now Jolene Nagel has a question for our R2. Okay, no challenge, just a check of the substitution patterns. Coach Nagel said spirits are high despite the record. Even practice has been good the last 2 weeks. The resolve of her program, but she said consistently playing well on serve and pass has been a bugaboo. Now a clear free ball. A rare hitting error for Desjardins. She had a wide open court, and Peyton wants a challenge. And now Cal's going to ask for one. The old challenge iPad. See, everyone's buying Black Friday stuff on a day like this. We got Brian Jones here scrubbing through the different angles of the replay. He'll see a lot of the angles that we see and then a couple more. There are some extra cameras around the building to get different angles behind the net, side of the net, piece it all together. Okay, Brian, while you're there, I am in the need of a new Baby Brezza stroller, probably ages 12 to 15 months. Right now we have a great small stroller for up to 25 pounds and then a big kid stroller. But we kind of need the intermediate stroller. If you want to find one on Amazon for me, you can send it along to Fuquay Arena. Be glad to get some of that help with our little daughter at home. Here comes the ruling. Okay, no touch. Cal down to one challenge. Amazon purchases have been made. Even watching that live, and we don't have replays for you on this ACC Network Extra stream today, there wasn't a ton of change of direction off the Jordan's swing, which can usually be a telltale sign of a tip. Payton goes short this time and beats the block. That's a good response from Cal. That's what I love about this sport. Sometimes we spend hours and hours going over micro touches and tips, and then the next play, boom, boom, you go at it and let them work. Service error gives it right back. Only 2 service errors between these two schools today. Good serving so far. Final matches for each with Selection Sunday coming up tomorrow night, or pardon me, Sunday night. Williams through a wall. So Zubcevic has 7 kills. Taylor's got 4. Really good start from the pin hitters. This Duke offense very balanced early. And then Elo has 4 kills. There's an ace to go with it. Quality serving from Duke today. Mylan Godshall putting on a show. Her 30th ace of the young season. Gives it right back with an error. Now one of the key arms for Cal, Michaela Harden. Would love to get her offense going. Puts Ingram to the ground. Harden able to clear this one. Well, that hits the board and goes over. So when it clears one side of the net, that's considered out of play. Now you could argue, again, it wouldn't matter for this conversation, but that ball was intended to go over anyway, but the way the rule's set up in many gyms, especially here in Cameron, if it hits the board and goes over, it's called out of play. You can play it on your side of the net, just not the other side. The good news, I think the volleyball gods don't lie. That serve goes into the net from Olivia Wayne. Michaela Hayden, the senior molecular and cellular biology major, has continued to progress, right? It's a kill and a half up to now 2.5 kills as a senior. Her hit percentage hovering around that 240 range. That's where good players are, about 230 plus. Elo, big swing on the slide. Igazi, this is really efficient. 5 kills on 7 swings. Duke did not have much of Elo Wednesday at Wake Forest. Deacons won in 3 sets. Different story here in Durham. Over ball. Good effort by Lee to save it. And now she clears it. Zubcevic off balance, and it works. 8 kills for Ashby. Good start for the freshman and a timeout for Cal. We will take the timeout and be back in about a minute. Another hot start for Welcome back to Durham. Evan Budrovich here with you. Black Friday Volleyball. There were no discounts discussed on this broadcast, so you can download the ESPN app today. The brand new app, one tap, one opportunity to watch it all. Including now, you can load Disney Plus and load the ESPN games on Disney Plus. So if you got kids, do the old split screen, YouTube TV style, and can stream up to 4 events at one time. That's my sales pitch for the day. Great serve out of the timeout. Elise Lau with the ace, the true freshman. Cal had double-digit service aces when these programs met in Berkeley. Muir has to run back to set this. Nice save. And out of bounds. It's Duke's point. 10 hitting errors for Cal today. That's a high number. And we told you when Cal's rolling, it's 3 players in double-figure kills. A lot of players at that 1.5 to 2 kills a set. But Arissa Carbonara, haven't seen a ton of her today. She's typically a big option. 1 kill, 5 swings. Well, there's a kill for the middle. So Sophie Scott, redshirt junior, with a nice point. Like any college program, when you get the middles going, it just opens up so much offensively. Duke has done that with Elo. That's in play. Nice swing to the back corner for Zubcevic, her 9th kill. Coach Nagel of Duke noting her learning mindset after every match. In all her years, right, 27 plus at Duke, has really impressed her how Zubcevic can study the tape, make adjustments. Even off Wednesday's match, she was hoping she'd play much better. Good kill and system for Michaela Harden. And there's the middles of Cal, right? That's the strength of this Berkeley team. When Harden and Scott can get you 2 or 3 points a set, opens up so much. Francesca Popescu in a serve. Glass tight to the net. Good kill on the right for Desjardins. And these right side hitters, right side hitters so important in the ACC. Amanda Rice of NC State, she had 3 kills a set when the Wolfpack, they won 5 of 6 down the stretch, beat SMU, got in the tournament. That's how you win games at this level, getting your right sides involved. And Desjardins, a weapon today for Cal. Duke on this end, they're feeding the middles a ton. Goss on the joust, nice save, and another right side swing. This will force nice defense. And Zubcevic is dug up. Here's Desjardins. Down line, an impressive swing. These rights early for Cal getting involved. We tell you in the ACC, you got to have right side production. Cal gets 3 points back. So 3-point Cal swing ties this at 12. Service error ends the run. In that first set, it was never close. Duke had 5 6-point leads the entire set. Basically from the 5-point mark, it was 5-3, and then all Duke since. A tighter set, too. And now Ashby Zubcevic, the La Cañada native, on serve. Unloads from the back row. Zubcevic with a missile. Ashby and Williams neck to neck for the service lead, both at right around 30 aces. And no one's catching Ariana Rodriguez of Miami. 100 aces this year. She leads the conference and almost leads the country in service aces. Skylar English of UCF leads the country, but Ariana is within, I think, 5 or 6 aces of the total lead. Yeah, 71 for Ariana, 74 for Skylar English, but, neck and neck for the service lead. Olivia Wayne, good effort from Johnson, but there's a kill for Wayne. 2 straight for Duke. And we noted Miami being in town. They're taking on Carolina tomorrow. In the ABCA, it's 15-16 in the rankings. Now, Carolina's RPI metrics pulled down. They're 1-5 against the top 50. But a Carolina win Saturday, and that could shake up their hosting scenario. Right now, they're as a 2 seed. They won't host. You have to be at a top 4 seed to host. Good swing for Taylor Williams. Miami, meanwhile, has secured itself a top 16, and their big wins have helped. Now, the Cal loss could play a factor. Cal played their best volleyball, reverse swept Miami in Berkeley. That was a 5-setter. We'll see how it unfolds today. All Duke through set 1. Good save from Ingram in the back. Johnson to the floor. Phils misses outside. And Dominique Phils, who has unloaded in some matches this year, the Iowa transfer, missed a wide open court that time. Tried to cut shot, thumb down. And that's where the hitting errors are costing the Bears. 11 attacking errors to just 5 for Duke. To Jordan off the tape and a lift. There aren't a ton of plays that are called lifts anymore with the new interpretation of the rules, but yeah, Wayne cupped it and scooped it up. You got to play that with a solid hand. And even then, it can be debatable. But when you bend your hand and lift, it becomes a lift. With the new double touch rules, it is tough. Like, setters can pretty much set anything now, which I do like offensively, but the purists of the game, it's a lot tougher to judge. Good swing for Williams, her 7th kill. And Taylor is consistently beating these double blocks at the net, which is a good sign if you're Duke. Both Williams and Zubcevic will come back next year, along with Godshall in the back. She'll be a junior. Obviously, we talked about Elo in the front. There's some big arms that return. Hamlin will come back as a junior. Nice effort from Ingram, but a good point in the middle for Cal. And this is where Sophie Scott can be dangerous. Sturbo on serve. Elo hits it in. Nice swing to the far line. Well, you want your middles to be efficient. This is next level for Ngazi. 6 kills on 9 swings. And if you're Joan Lee Nagel, can you package these first 2 sets into the offseason? It has been some great volleyball. Ashley Lee to bump this over. But that actually goes over the net, so good joust. And then Lee misses long. Cal wanted a touch. And a timeout for the Golden Bears. No challenge that time. We'll step aside for the timeout. Out of the timeout here in Durham, Duke up 5 late in the second set after dominating the first set. 25-14. Good swing out of the timeout for Dominique Fils. She'll play mostly on the right, and then some back row passing. Subs out. And here comes Elise Lau in to serve. Millie Muir into set on her senior day. Williams out of the back is dug up. Zubcevic waits on it. Good effort to save it, and that falls in. Here's Duke, 4 points from the set. And as Sturbo touched that, remember the setter out of the back played it, and then there was a little confusion from Cal of who could get that next ball. Leads to that one dropping in. Long pass from Johnson. Lee hits it into the back. Cal's within 4. There's a lot happening in this final week of the volleyball season. 1, seeding, if you're the ACC, with at least 6 in. I think 8 will get in with Georgia Tech and Florida State. 2, the NCAA soccer round of quarterfinals, or Elite 8 on the women's side. Great swing in the middle. There's Hayden. Not to mention rivalry weekend in college football. Wake Forest football is coming here to Durham tomorrow, and then Carolina's going to NC State. Bill Belichick will have a blast going back and forth with that Wolfpack fan base. They love some good conversation. I think Jordan Hudson we brought up a time or two. On the right, Brianna Goss with the kill. Duke 3 points from the set. This is clean offense from the Blue Devils. 382 as a team for Duke, and just 1 hitting error in this set. Hayden, good tip. There's another hand from Hayden. Her blocking ability is fun to watch. That's in. Back-to-back for Desjardins, 22-20. Cal showing signs of life late, including Francesca Popescu on a three-point service run. Out of bounds, Dukes 2 points from the set. Every time the Blue Devils need something, Zubcevic has found it. Breakout game. I mean, it's been a good first year for Ashby. But in big moments down the stretch, the Virginia match here at home, obviously in her conference debut against NC State, the 21 kills, but another good performance today. Mir gets hands on it. Godchill to the floor. Wayne clears it. Cal hitting the floor as well. Williams the touch. Great effort. That's up. Williams again. Gets hands. Set point Duke. And that Duke bench is dancing. They're loving it. Set point here in the second. Zubcevic ace. Duke responds with a three-point run to end set two. A quick start for Cal here in set three. Williams has to punch that. Good hands from the Bears. Remember, flipped the script and swept Duke in Durham. That goes out of play. A good block up front from Mir and Ngazi. This is Millie's first big action since middle of October in a Syracuse-Clemson weekend. Whoa, it hits Ngazi's shoulder and drops in. Not your traditional block, but she'll take it. Of course, when you're pressing those hands, you're trying to create the downward contact, but it got her on the shoulder. Okay, log that in, the things I didn't expect to see today. Williams on service. Remember, the Cal hitting errors have been the story. 12 errors today, but good placement from Ashley Lee. Back even at 2 apiece. Popescu's turn. Elo's made a living on the slide. 7 kills, 4 blocks. That's a good effort here for Ngazi Elo. Duke has been searching for more points in the middle. They've had a dynamic start to this final game of the regular season. That serve is out. Cal comes right back with a point. Wrapping Elo's rotation. Ngazi did have a great match at Florida State, but really her best performance since that Syracuse match. That's out. Cal with an early lead here in set 3. Yeah, the win at Clemson is really the signature outside of the NC State win. Wolfpack and Demon Deacons are right there in 9th place in the league in the dead middle. Everyone else on either side of the ledger. Brianna Goss able to tool the block. Nice kill for the Duke middle, her 4th. The top 6 are pretty well solidified from a conference standpoint. Pitt, Stanford, Louisville, SMU, Miami, And then North Carolina's in that top 6, but they're sliding a bit in the AVCA down to 19th. You're in that top 16, and you host the first 2 rounds, which changes the game. And then you keep hosting all the way until the Elite 8 round. Good kill down line for Michaela Hayden. Michaela could be a weapon. 8th in career blocks, so really good defensively. And then offensively, has taken a step this year. Hit percentage has gone up a nice tick. Just over 2 kills a set, along with a block per set. That's where she is strong. But Duke has utilized the slide to keep her off balance, and that rolls out. Zubcevic is roofed. Good hands. Sophie Scott, and you hear the howls of the roof in the building. Good turnout for both squads, especially with no kids in school today. There's a lot going on. No elementary school kids. One of the fun holidays as a parent. Wayne is dug up. That almost hits the video board. Gottschall, another dig, and it's cleared. That's Gottschall's 8th defensive dig. Williams with a nice effort, and that's over. Glass clears it. Scott in system, and Cal gets the point. Long rally, and Sophie Scott puts it away. Much better offense from Cal in set 3. Well, that's really tight. Zubcevic roofed, and a timeout for Duke. 5-point Cal run, and we'll step aside for a minute. Cal showing life here in the 3rd set. Good response from the Golden Bears. Welcome back to Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke dominant in the first 2 sets. Cal on a nice 5-point swing here in the 3rd. And Michaela Hayden back on serve. Wayne on the slide. And Cal gets to it. Williams to the floor. The dump perfectly placed. And that's where Steerbu can be dangerous. 6 straight Cal points. Maria, 30 or more assists in 5 straight matches. That offense runs through Steerbu. She's got 20 today. Run on the 5-1. Zubcevic does get hands. And Cal's looking to the players to say who touched it. And the head ref's coming in. Now Cal has just 1 challenge left. They're going to play through it. Yeah, if you lose that challenge, then you're out of challenges. I understand what Jen Malcolm's thinking. A lot of points to go in the set. Zubcevic, a good missile. Glasgow's back set. That's Duke's point. Hits the video board. A ball that last year here in Durham until at least February when the new board came in, I don't know if that would have ended the point. Cal a little out of system, and that ball hits it. Wow, works for Phils. Not the cleanest rally, but good work by the Golden Bears. Now Ingram comes in defensively for Duke in the back. Ingram saves that. Williams misses but gets hands. That's where Williams has been great today. Her 9th kill and hitting above 300. Like when you're a pin hitter, and anything above 250 is considered good volleyball. Now, Flor Marie Heredia-Colon may say, hang on a minute, I'm at 6 kills a set. I'm more in the 300 range. But for the average player, you get above 250, you're doing it right. Elo with a tip. Lee over the double. Oh, that's on a tee right there. Too easy for Cal. Glass has to make that work. Good save, Johnson. Power tip in play. Lee. Gotchell's right there. She's now in double figures with Diggs. Oh, and that hits the floor for Williams. Right in the middle of the court. That's one of the hardest balls to play defensively. And on senior day, Millie Meir, the Stanford, California native, gets a lot of reps here in her final match. There's an ace for Duke, back-to-back for the Blue Devils. Seven aces for Duke. One of their better serving matches of the year. It's come at the right time, too. Wrapping up the final home match. Both these teams are not postseason bound, so it's a chance to end strong. Right in the middle. Ingram was waiting on it. Point Bears. Worth noting, and for those who haven't been following Twitter every second, the NIVC, which is the postseason tournament below the NCAA, they're pausing this year's tournament in the portal era and the NIL era, trying to find their niche, where they fit, how they can help programs out. So no postseason outside of the best 64. And Elo again on the slide, her 8th. All in Ngazi Elo today. When Duke presents that 3-hitter option, they've been terminal. I mean, balls are getting put away at a high rate. Now, the 5 hitting errors in this set, but overall hitting 300. Tough return for Desjardins, but it works in the middle. Nice point for Hayden. Elo into the middle of the court. And Ngazi Elo having a breakout match, especially on the slide. It's not as much on the pipe play. She's found utility going to the pin. And Cal in that 5-1. It's definitely Duke's exposed a weakness in their blocking. Sturbu goes outside. And that goes into the net. That was smart. Hayden let it get to the height of the net. Otherwise, you're interfering if you get in front of it. So Cal's back up 4. Goss has a tip. Gotchell saves it. Good effort and cleared. Sturbu's system. Hayden's touch is dug up and over. Hayden again beats the block. Cal up 5. Life from Cal here in the third set. The dump is over. Now a joust. And Duke has to clear it. Zubcevic off hands. Over ball. Look at Gottschall there again. Cal now in system. Tip. That was Tomlak to the floor. Hayden off hands. Zubcevic off the block. And Cal with a nice run here. Timeout, Duke. We'll take the timeout and be back in a minute. Welcome back to Durham. Another three-point run. Goss in system, has it tipped. Right now, this Cal defense much improved. Tomlak on the clear. Another clearance. So Cal's getting a lot of free swings. Back row. Tomlak out of bounds. Cal up 7. An ace, all Golden Bears here in the third set. And Duke is considering a timeout. It was 14-11. Cal has just come to life here. Williams, whoa, what a save, Johnson, and it's over. Tremendous defense. Goss threw the triple. That put Cal in a compromised position defensively, but you love the effort of Sophia Johnson. Mir will set out of the back. Nice tip. Zubcevic with her 13th kill. And they're checking on some bleeding there of Francesca Popescu. She looks okay. That's the good news. Zubcevic gets a tip. Ashby unloads. Duke within 5. A mini three-point run for the Blue Devils with Millie Mir on serve. That hits the floor. Good response by Hayden. (20-15) here late in the third. Duke won the first set, 25-14. Second set a little tight, 25-20. Duke won the last 3 points. And Phil's on the outside. Wayne's easily dug out. But that pass is in a tough spot. Lee keeps it in the antenna. Nice point from Cal. Mir in the middle. Oh, Goss is loaded, but that's still in. Johnson kept it up. And Lee flips it. Goss this time into a roof. That's Sophie Scott. Cal 2 points from the set. Duke gets one back. And it's up to Malin Godshall here on serve. It was 14-11 back and forth, and Cal has found their rhythm. Williams goes left. That's a bad set. It's set point here for Cal. Well, one news for Duke, that middle just keeps going. And Ghazi Elo with the kill. Nice save, Godshall. Elo with the point for Duke, so the set's not over yet. Out of play. Lee's shot didn't land inside the court. And a timeout for Cal. We'll step aside. Duke's won 3 straight, but they got some work to do. Cal on the verge of a third set win. So 3 straight Duke points, but some work to do, 24-19. Power touch sends us to the 4th set. Good response from Cal. So we begin set 4 here in Durham. Evan Budrovich with you. Cal, great response in the 3rd set. Only 2 hitting errors for the Bears. Hit 310 in the set, just dominant. 25-19. Duke serves to start the 4th. And that block goes out of bounds. Quick start for Peyton Desjardins offensively. And we're seeing the elements of how Cal swept Duke in Durham. Duke had the dominant start here at home today. And a dump down at the net. Hayden with another point. Johnson, great save. Williams' roll shot goes over. Elo to the middle of the floor. And Ngazi Elo with her 12th kill. So that's the 3 in double figures for Duke all day long. Now the hitting errors for Duke piled up in that 3rd set. That's too easy. Desjardins against the setter. A lot of double blocks against Williams in this set. Oh, God, she'll a great dig. She's in double figures there. Elo on the slide has been unstoppable today. So now Taylor Williams in to serve. All freshman team a year ago. Ending the year very strong offensively. And a hitting error for Cal. Makes it 3-3. One of the rare hitting errors for the Bears today. At least in the last 2 sets. Desjardins from the back. Great swing. Haven't seen a ton of the Bick yet. It's come in doses. Zubzovic from the back row. Tough ball. Off the net. And Ashby Zubzovic with her 15th kill. They'll probably need a lot of Zubzovic throughout this match. Nice back set. But an illegal back row attack, stepping on that 10-foot line, puts you out of play. A lot of that's on the setter, too. If you put Desjardins in a weird spot where she's got to read the line and then jump, and that can create some awkward angles. Goss with a good tip. That goes short. Duke with a 3-point run. And since Zubzovic has come back in the front, a lot more weapons for Duke offensively. There's a good point. Phils goes off the antenna. Great save by Johnson. And just a clearance. There's Phils. Into a roof. Goss with the big hands. Allie Donahue started that little dance party over there for Duke, celebrating every block. And that gets through the block. Ashley Lee with a response. So it's Elise Lau on serve. Off the tape, Cal gets it. Nice kill on the slide for Olivia Wayne. Back and forth here in the third. This is more of what we expected coming in. Charlotte Glass back in the front row to set for the Blue Devils. Sophia Johnson, who had 17 digs against Duke. She was an anchor defensively in Berkeley, now to serve. Glass with options. Goss goes middle and beats it. That's where the setting change can help. Some versatility. Millie Mears played well, certainly. But Glass all year has eaten up those sets. There with 28 assists. It's kind of more of a 5-1, but just switching out setters every set. Wayne gets a hand on it. Another hand. The middle with the roof. So this Duke blocking up front, 18 blocks. 5 of them now for Elo and company. Overpass. Elo hit it to the middle of the court. An easier dump down for Williams, and Duke's up 3. Timeout, Cal. We'll take the timeout. Duke with a response here in this fourth set. Good battle this time on ACC Network Extra. There's the Duke bench under Jolene Nagel. Great first 2 sets for Duke. And a tip goes over. Charlotte Glass able to play it. And nice hands of the net. Hayden with a response for Cal. Nice ace. Cal back on the board with 2 straight. Every time Duke's tried to make a run in this 4th set, Cal has come right back. Ingram returns it. Wayne 1v1. That's too easy. Another young freshman who's come on in some spots. 4 kills for Wayne today. When they get Wayne involved on the right, she can open up a lot of the offense. Great save, Godshall. Oh, the punch creates confusion. And a clearance. Elo feeding the beast on the slide. Her 14th. And Gazi Elo having one of those career matches from the right. Just unstoppable. Here's an ace. And Duke's in control here in the 4th. Elo with a career and season best. Just keeps swinging. One more. In the middle, 15 kills. New career best for Elo. It just keeps coming. Timeout, Cal. Well, Duke with a response. Both teams on mini runs, and we'll step aside as the Blue Devils are up 5. Welcome back to Durham. Duke responding with a 4-point run here in this 4th set as a team hitting almost 300. Their offense is clicking today. Godshall has played well on the defensive end. And a block for Millie Meir on her senior night. And you see the celebration there from the Duke squad, knowing Millie's career's coming to an end. Good defense. Look at all those signs in the back for Sydney Tomlak and others. And Gazi, who is graduating from Duke, but still has a little bit of time left. There's a dump down. Cal with a nice response. A lot of these Duke student athletes finish up in 3 years. It is neat academically how they work in the summer classes. Two great institutions, both top 25 in the Forbes rankings. Hitting error here for Ingram out of the back. By the way, fun fact, I had 4 cousins that went to Cal. I grew up in Southern California, so I went to USC, and then 4 of my older cousins, they all went to Cal Berkeley. Elo swats and hits it out. Well, here's Cal with 3 straight points. A good response here on the Desjardins service run. Williams to the middle of the court, and Duke gets one back. 13 for Williams, and then the Zubcevic-Elo combo have 30. And in this rotation, Zubcevic comes into the front. This is where Duke can be dangerous. All 3 pin hitters can attack. And then Williams from the back. Nice tip through the block. And Cal will sub in Sophie Scott in the front, along with Anne-Marie O'Gara, another pin hitter. Not a ton of action for O'Gara this year, but in moments has shown some nice performances. Started the first month of conference play, has been more of a rotational arm since. Hayden tight to the net. And that goes out of play, a rare hitting error for Cal. Seemed like Phils there was unsure of the block and tried to tip hands, but then Mir didn't go very high with her tip hands, and there was no one there to tip it. Reading the blocker and the position on the net. Elo, good serve. Another hitting error for Cal, and Duke's up 5. Many runs for these 2 programs. Been the story of this final match of the regular season. Shearboot, tight set. That's kept alive. Duke fighting for it late, but a nice block from the Golden Bears. Here comes Ashley Lee into the match. Good day for blocking. 9 blocks Cal, 9 blocks Duke. Now, Cal, though, has struggled to score on serve. About a third of their points they're scoring on serve. Unable to get on these long runs. Lee. Well, there's a point on serve. Cal's within 4. Nice serve receive, Tomlak. Goss joins the slide party. Cal picks that one up. Lee on the touch. Zubcevic keeps it in. A joust is over. Godshall recovers. Cal in system. Williams back row. Goss the power touch. No, actually, it's Cal's point. That was a lift. My apologies. I missed that at first. So it's 19-17. Now an ace. 1-point difference. Timeout, Duke. Well, here's Cal storming back, and we'll step aside for the timeout. Welcome back to Durham. 4-point Cal run. Golden Bears knocking on the door here in the fourth set. Duke a little out of sorts here. Subzovich does not get hands, and it's 19-all. So Maria Stierbu continues this run for Cal. A block. Cal has control. So Stierbu's service run has changed the complexion of this set. Wow, swing and a miss. 6 straight points. Timeout Duke. Will step aside. Cal coming to life here on a 6-0 run. Welcome back to Durham. 7-point Cal run. They were down 19-14. Duke had control. Cal serving has been good. Stierbu with an ace out of the timeout. So now Ingram's going to come in for defense, and Subzovich will come out. Duke a little limited now in arms at the net, though. Ingram just pops it over. Tomlak, good effort. Ingram. Uh-oh. Traffic. And a quick clear. Goss's slide goes out, and there's Duke with a point right back. Race to 25, win by 2, and Cal with a great response here the last 5 points. And Cal is 2 points from the set. Nice swing from Phils. Off the tape. There's Ingram with a swing coming into the front row. 23-21. But this 7-point Cal momentum burst has completely changed the match. That's in. Set point Cal. Williams is dug up, and that's into the net, 24-22. And Elo will sub in for Duke, so a little more options in terms of arms in the front, as Glass will set out of the back row. Lee just keeps it in play. Cal now to swing for the set. Tough play. Johnson to the floor, and it's cleared. Wayne hits Johnson, Duke point. And that might have gone out, but Johnson had to avoid it. 24-23. Set point number 2. Lee misses long, 24 a pop. One of those matches where nothing comes easy. The senior day crowd waking up in Durham. Williams. Nice dig, Johnson. Lee. And Cal with set point. Great serving here late in this set. Cal with set point. Johnson keeps it up. And we're going to the 5th. Cal wins it 26. So here's set 5, first point. Cal's defense so much better out of the break. Godshall's done her part. And a net touch against Cal. Duke gets on the board first. Here's Williams on service. Wayne misses long. Right now, the hitting errors for Duke have been their bugaboo since controlling the first 2 sets. More good hands from Cal. A joust. Ingram hits it out of play. Cal's up 1. Even in set 3, it was 14-11, really tight. Then Cal gets on a 5-point swing and puts away the 3rd set. They do the same late in the 4th set with a long run. A block, and there's a roof for Hayden. Another kill for Zubcevic. There's her 16th. This Cal offense, they're clicking. Desjardins 15, Hayden 10. And Lee has come to life. Here's a timeout, 5-2. Cal early, and we'll step aside here as Cal has control in the 5th. Remember, both teams switch at the 8-point mark, but Cal, great start to this fifth set. Won the third. A tight fourth set win, 26-24. Now in the fifth. DeJarden's serve goes into the net. And Duke did so much in the fourth to win 3 straight points to get to bonus points. And then Cal's offense, back-to-back kills. Zubcevic through the block, and Duke gets 2 points back. And a service error gives it right back. Hayden back on serve. Phil's off the block, and Cal up 3 in the fifth. Been a tough match for Dominique Phils, but she's gotten going here recently. DeJarden's double-double has carried the load for Cal. Zubcevic blocked in. Nice hands from Scott. And now we switch. We'll take a quick timeout as they switch sides of the net. And Cal with the 4-point lead here in the fifth. So Cal used a challenge. Duke used a challenge. Cal wins the point, though. It was in play on the block. Remember, when you go to the fifth set, each team gets a bonus one. So it's 8-4 Cal, race to 15, win by 2. And Michaela Hayden, who's come alive in these last 2 sets, now into serve. Oh, wait, now there's – I think the call was it was Cal's point. Because it hit Zubcevic. And that's what Jen Malcolm's asking. Now Brian Jones is getting clarification. So it is Cal's point. Yeah, the ball was in. Okay, so it's 8-4 Cal. There we go. I think both teams were like, wait a second. Cal on serve, and an ace extends the lead. 8th service ace for the Bears. Godshall gets that one. Elo, nice swing to the back row. Duke back on the board. A match full of runs. Remember, Duke had a 19-14 lead in the fourth. A service error gives it right back to Cal. And then Cal with a service error. Shearbu gives it right back. Lee flying in. Nice kill for Cal. Ashley Lee makes it 11-6. Ingram trouble with that serve. Shearbu, nice set. That dump goes out. Cal's point. Another good play from Desjardins at the net. Her 16th kill. And here's Cal, 3 points from the match. Duke will take its final timeout. And we'll be right back to close out this fifth set here in Durham. Big response from this senior home crowd, but it's all Cal in the fifth set. Good service, Tess Ingram. And Williams' tip goes down. Duke's back on the board. Desjardins' huge swing. Williams has to bump it. Cal playing in system here in the fifth. Glass has come in to set. Lee, huge swing. Ingram's effort. Glass clears it. Fantastic ball. Desjardins can't put it away. Williams kept up. And this goes over. Williams off hands. Duke, big point. Glass to the floor. Williams gets hands, and Duke's within 3. Cal will use a timeout. And a mini run for Duke. We'll take the quick break. Final home game here in Durham. Final match of the regular season for Cal and Duke. It was a three-set pretty easy sweep in Berkeley. Much tougher challenge here in Durham. And now Charlotte Glass, freshman setter, in to serve. Desjardins does it again. 16 kills for Peyton. Cal is 2 points from the match. And Natalie Lau, the senior setter, who last year was stellar. She comes in to close out her Cal career. Williams now allows first set. Great effort and a point for Cal. Match point. Duke down to its last options. Wayne on the slide, keeps it up, 14-10. And now Zubcevic can come into the front row on this rotation, but it takes 1 point for Cal to put it away. Lau outside. Lee misses hands, and it's a 3-point difference. Duke went on an epic run to end the fourth and force bonus points. What can they drop here in the fifth? Lee. Good save, Williams. Cal to close out the match. Roll shot picked up. Zubcevic gets hands. Duke within 2. Well, here's Ashby with 18 kills. She's got a team best. Timeout, Cal. Nothing easy in this fifth set. One of those matches that makes you wonder which team wants to win it down the stretch. Hard to find points late. Duke with 3 straight in the fifth. Cal won the third and fourth sets to force this bonus fifth set. And it's on the service arm of the sophomore Taylor Williams. Cal match point again. Lau into the match. Feeds the middle. That's dug out. Zubcevic misses long. And Cal reverse sweeps Duke, coming from behind, but there is a challenge. Duke claiming there's hands, and now the anticlimactic finish. Where you kind of hold the celebration and wait for the end here. Brian Jones been a busy man looking at all these replays. And we'll see if it decides the match. Here comes the ruling. The calls confirm, and Cal reverse sweeps Duke to end the regular season. Flying out on Thanksgiving, traveling back on Black Friday, a long road trip for the Bears to end the year. And Cal, an impressive reverse sweep. Duke came out so strong early. Cal showing tremendous resilience